Hi guys, JesterArke back again with some more Elite Dangerous. Okay, game's just logging in. And it looks like it's duplicating my messages again. Bloody hell. Looting. Okay. So what are we doing? We've got... How have we got a dormant bounty? Forget, I thought we got rid of that. Oh well, that's not a huge thing. We're doing this one, protecting traders in Harmer. That's up to tier 7 currently. We were at 50%. Yeah, we're in the top 50%. So far we've earned a little over 4 million credits worth of bounties to go towards this mission, which gets us into just under 12 million credits worth of payout once this mission's complete. I'm all keen to keep trying, see how high up we can get. Okay, this one's a community goal, obviously. Hello and welcome to those who have joined us.
Ship released. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
Okay, I did turn down my in-game audio earlier today. Let me know if it is too low now, please. Okay, easiest place for me to be doing this currently is this here extraction site.
Scan detected. Landing gear retracted.
Speed restrictions are now lifted. Flight control out.
Okay.
Frameshift
I did put up a link just
drive
before to those of you who are curious. Our good friend Hannibal is playing Fortnite currently live. I was in there playing with him just a few moments ago. If anybody does wish to see the game being played, feel very free to check out the link that I posted up just before. Otherwise, just look for Hannibal Show. We're going to overshoot. Forgot just how close it was. No, it is quite a fun little game, Fortnite. We'll hopefully be streaming that again myself quite soon, possibly with Hannibal. What else? I've got a few other points we should probably cover. It won't be an excessively long stream. I do have my stupid course thing that I'm required to go and do in the morning. Oh crap, let's not fly into that. And by in the morning, I literally mean I've got to be up for it in like 5.5 hours, 6 hours, somewhere around there. Okay, Granis. So we're pretty much coming into this just for straight up combat. Ooh, a deadly asp scout. Nice. There should be security vessels around the place before too long. We won't be a priority target because we're not carrying cargo. Le Vagabond is elite. Assuming we don't get dead, we should get some pretty nice bounties out of these. I was playing a bit earlier today, as I mentioned, purely for the purpose of clocking up kills for this community goal.
Under attack. Scan detected. Warning. Impulse attack. Trajectory disruption. Target shields offline.
Given that they are quite high level, we may actually have a few problems here. Interesting. Let's see if we can kite them over to... There we go. Knew they'd be around here somewhere. Come on.
Hull integrity compromised.
Oh, I hadn't banked on missiles.
Shields offline.
I had hoped that the security forces would have come in a bit sooner, but apparently not.
Module malfunction. Module malfunction. Target shields online.
Everything's
Under
all
attack.
sorts of damaged. That's odd.
Target shields offline.
But you know what? We definitely did not start this well.
Frameshift drive charging.
Let's try this again.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I should have waited until I had the security forces located first. Oh, too much of a rush. I had no problems all day, and of course the moment I start trying to stream it, I'm going to put it down to the fact that I am in a rush. As I said, it won't be a long stream, so I was trying to get I want to get as much done as far as this community goal is concerned as is possible. I'm going to have one of those days. Who am I kidding? It's been one of those days all day. Actually, it's been one of those days the last couple of days.
Lake on Juliet
If we want to be completely honest about it, I guess.
Independent Station, Commander. Please fly safely during arrival and departure. Access granted. Prep for arrival on landing pad 30.
Woot. And in we come.
Please reduce your speed, Commander.
Yeah, I'm getting to it.
Landing gear deployed.
.30's at the back. Well, that was a bad start on my part and a really dumb move.
Landing successful. Clear to disembark.
Hull
Welcome,
repaired.
Commander.
Okay, let's try that again. This time without making an absolute arse of ourselves, preferably. No promises though, of course.
Ship detach complete. You are clear to leave.
Landing gear retracted.
All clear. Flight control out.
Lovely. Okay, let's try this again. This time we've got to remember to make sure that the local security forces are there and active before we pick on the big ships. Well, the high-ranking ships, they weren't that large. Because it is also a different time of day compared to when I was playing it earlier today, the distance between the resource extraction site and the station that we've just left is different. They're actually much closer together. When I was playing earlier, I actually had to fly most of the way around the ring in order to get to this extraction site. Rightio. Kumo crew. They're generally clean. I don't think I've seen a single Kumo crew that isn't. I'm guessing they're just one of the dominant factions in this particular sector. Competent, it's only in a group of 2. Yeah.
Scan detected.
That's much more likely. I don't know what I did, but I managed to get tiny little cuts all over my fingers. I was handling something I shouldn't have, probably. Don't forget, guys, let me know if the volume is down too low. I was fiddling around with it earlier today.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
Okay, his little sidewinder buddy. We're just going to open fire on this. It's not even going to be worth scanning him.
Target shields offline. Frameshift charge detected.
Oh, Python would be lovely. We need a bit of redemption.
Scan detected.
Wonderful. Liam O'Connell, hello. When am I getting a new ship? I don't know. When I get around to it. I'm still really enjoying my ASP. Oops.
Target shields offline. Under attack.
That's hardly fair.
Target destroyed.
At the end of the day, he flew in front of me.
Frameshift drive charging. Four, three, two, one. Engage.
Okay. Yeah, now this little asp is actually starting to serve us quite well. Just there was a good example, though, of... Obviously, we were firing at a hostile ship. And unfortunately, a non-hostile ship flew in front of us, got hit by a laser fire, which we couldn't have helped because we'd already fired. And we still copped a bounty out of it. Get a good Anaconda build for combat. Take Anaconda shields out quickly, kill them so quick. I've been taking out Anacondas and Pythons in this quite quickly, so even without the added help from the local security vessels. So we're going to land here. Quickly swap to our Sidewinder, get ourselves blowed up. Where the frig's the front of it? We're too close. There it is. Ugh. We're going to want to come in from the letterbox side, which I generally try and do anyway. But the reason in this case is because I don't really want to get scanned. If we can help it. There. Because we are currently wanted.
Lincoln, Juliet, Echo, Sierra. Greetings, Commander. Please approach the station at a safe speed and be mindful of other pilots in the area.
Sure. Safe speed.
Request approved. Adjust heading for approach to pad 37.
Safe speed. Totally happening.
Landing gear deployed.
Okay. We may have overshot the mark a bit, but considering we were coming in hot, I'm pretty happy with that. Steel wool.
Landing successful.
That's what it would have been.
System shut down. Welcome, Commander.
I definitely don't have anything in my inventory, do I? No, lovely. Come on. Yeah, the annoying thing here seems to be that not only do I have to get blown up, I've got to be... I had a problem before, I had to be blown up by a specific type of ship. Has anyone else had problems turning in missions? About 35% of my missions are undeliverable, resulting in fines and loss of rep. Then having to find a... No, I can't say I've had that problem at all. What sort of missions?
Landing gear retracted.
Actually, I think I have had that problem once before. It was quite a while back, and the system... Oh, the station that I was required to deliver the goods to was in a state of civil war or something. So it had locked down the communications. Did you check to see if the station was in lockdown? Basically, we're just waiting for one of the police to scan us. You remember what the goods were? It doesn't matter the type of mission. Well, yeah, sometimes it does, because, as I just said, sometimes over, like, certain missions, a certain station will have certain goods locked out. Whether you've got a mission or not, that's not the point. That's always potentially going to be a thing. Sort of the whole point in a live, fluxing environment. Was it only at the one station? Consoles don't access us directly. Not in that regard. There we go. Okay.
Ship released. Watch for oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
Landing gear retracted.
Can't remember if we can check on the system map. I'm trying to... Fortification, undermining... Okay. Mr. Nickelbrill, I take just to raid. Hey everyone, just a game. Hello, thank you very much for jumping in and joining. How we doing? How'd your stream go? Well, I hope. Okay. Yeah, I can't remember if it does tell in the station information whether or not a station is in lockdown for anything. But that's been the only time in the past where I haven't been able to hand in goods. Has been because of stations, yeah, been in lockdown because of civil unrest or war or famine or, you know, anything like that. Welcome to everybody that has just joined us. We're just doing a bit of bounty hunting on behalf of the community goal, actually. How's it going? It's going. It's going. I was playing a bit earlier today and mistakes were made, but things are going quite well at the moment.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Hopefully everyone's had a great day. Okay, what were the goods you were trying to deliver? Okay. Just doing that in your stream too? Nice, nice. Yeah, I managed to get myself into the top 50% when I was playing a bit earlier. So I figured I've got a few hours to kill. So I'm literally going to go in and obviously kill a few hours. See if we can't get ourselves a little bit higher on the food chain. Eggplant Apocalypse, hello. welcome back to the stream. Let's put everything over to weapons. Transactions are not shown to the player at the station. Yeah, now hopefully the logs can shed some light if it wasn't just a case of them being locked down. Okay, so we're just in a low res. What do we got? Hopefully this time none of our stray shots will hit anybody that's not hostile. That is one thing I do think they need to... I don't know whether it's a case of giving a bit of warning about. Just doing some chilling now? Nice, nice. Yeah, I don't know. If you're obviously targeting and attacking a hostile ship, and somebody flies in front of your weapons fire, I think it's absolutely ridiculous that that's it. That's instantly you're wanted. You've got a bounty on your head, you know. See if we got any feds showing up. Imperial Eagle. Like, we're going to go for this guy. That's a given. I was just really hoping we would be doing so with feds in the area. Oh, security forces in the area. Okay. Waiting for the next Magog episode and getting ready for an elite session. Raiding, just doing a little bit of community goal hunting. Waiting for... Oh, there we go. Fight's underway.
Under attack.
Okay. Drop back to the sweet spot for maneuverability.
Target shields offline.
Loving having that auto load ability on my main multi-cannon. Let's put a bit of distance in. Gave up on missions for a while and went exploring the galaxy. Nice. Did I do the cargo part as well? I didn't know. It was almost entirely done by the time I ended up picking up this CG. I've been away for a couple of days, so...
Target shields online.
Your goal is nothing but fighting other players. Yeah, it's the delivery aspect of it finished off pretty quickly, which is surprising. Usually the fighting one does for me, I've noticed. Come on, security forces, get in there and give us a hand. It was good money. I noticed that. I was looking at the final bounties for it, and yeah, they looked pretty good. One of my other viewers was saying it's a pity I didn't get in on it because apparently it was very much geared more for smaller, faster ships as opposed to the standard sort of delivery vessels. Yeah, delivering rare goods. That's what he said. It was
Target shields offline.
he said it was pretty good.
Under attack.
Help if I put my pips back to weapons. Started to Campbell and charting to Colonia. Nice.
Frameshift charge detected.
Oh, no you don't. You're not going anywhere, buddy.
Target shields online. Target shields offline.
There we go. 137,000. Okay, Jeff. You're an Imperial Eagle, which generally implies you're probably up to no good. Always got 64 ton in, and you 1.7 million per run. But bounty hunting is more fun. I was, what was it? Yeah, I had a really good run earlier. It was, quite a lot of anacondas and pythons getting around in here before.
Target shields offline.
With just a decent smattering of smaller vessels just to sort of tide us over. You're about a third of the way to Colonia.
Target destroyed.
Will definitely say I love having engineered weapons.
Scan detected.
Okay. I don't think there's... yeah, for those wondering, I have got rapid fire mods on my 3 lasers, or my 3 pulse lasers, and my 3 multi-cannons. Each one of the 6 weapons also has secondary abilities. Okay.
Target destroyed.
40 light your asp, nice. Still gotta do that. Engineering your weapons and shields. I've got most of my modules now fairly well engineered. I mean, still only low levels, tier 1, 2, 3. I think I've got a couple that are level 4. Make their children go hungry tonight. Okay. Come over this way a bit. Actually, I do have to update the Cronius or whatever the hell that website where you know, you can record all the details of your vessel, keep track of it all. Someone's getting shot up. Actually, I'll see if I've got... Bear with me a sec, guys. I get asked at least once a stream about this. Website that I just linked up is a great way of keeping track of basically your vessel. How you've got it set up, gives you a chance to sort of experiment a bit as well. Does allow you to put any engineering into place. Using a lot for info, yeah, that's a brilliant one for looking for what's where. Noticing an extreme lack of ships this time around, which is really odd. Normally, by the time I've been in this area for, you know, 5-10 minutes, there's ships everywhere. Savs aren't going to help you much. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Okay, it's great. It also allows you to export your setup. Yes. The fact that you can save and export is a brilliant added sort of bonus there. Aaron has been here, none left. Yeah. I said, thankfully I spent most of the day here already. Really? The best you're going to give me is a piddly little sidey. And he's a friggin' ass. There we go, escort anyway. Nope. You've scared them all off. What am I to do? Shame I didn't see any. I had a big run of hostile wedding barges a couple of days ago. Has this one's best done in a team? Yeah. Usually, I don't think he'll be around tonight. Excuse me. I've got a buddy that usually joins. He's one of our viewers, Trucker Ray. Quite often we'll go out and do the higher tier areas, but pretty sure he's having a holiday out in Colonia at the moment. I might have to hit the nav point instead. Nope, we've got combat going on over there. Oh, unless it's already ended. Interdicted 2 by Thargoids and found several battle sites. Nice. Yeah, we're gonna have time to scan him.
Target shields online. Target shields offline.
He's only a mostly harmless, so it's not like we're gonna get a great deal out of him. Oh, piss off. Don't fly in front of me.
Target destroyed.
Okay, we got ships starting to show up. Good, good. Oh, I remember just landed asking him about it. Happened twice. Wing of 3, what's their third? 2 eagles and a sidewinder, really? Christian Mutter. Can you enter the war battle areas for faster bounty hunting? Possibly.
Under attack.
Do you get normal bounties from them still, or do you only get the combat bonds?
Detected.
I thought you only got combat bonds from those.
Target shields offline.
Do. But I never want to say. Yeah, that's what I thought. They're just the combat bonds. And there goes him.
Incoming message.
Oh, what is it this time?
Target shields offline.
Checked, but I can't cope with them.
Target destroyed.
Reputation of the Conservators of Hama has been demoted to neutral. Well, crap. That is definitely one thing I've noticed since doing this particular community goal. I've had more reputation changes in the last day than I've had in, you know, the last week. Could have sworn I didn't have it fluxing anywhere near as much last time I did one of these. Now that we've got your attention.
Under attack. Target shields offline.
Okay, at least the Federation ships have bounties.
Target destroyed.
I've never had a bounty show up from a combat zone. Okay. Admittedly, it's also been a long time since I spent any particular amount of time in them. And as we're doing the community goal, it's also got to be very specific. Let's hook it. Beta Indigo. On time, bounty hunter's so hard he's... I don't know. For those of you who are new to the channel, I was playing Elite back before it went into the full release. I stopped playing it before it hit Steam and before it became... Oh, before Horizons came out. I've only fairly recently come back to it. Previously, I'd gone, yeah, just full combat. Didn't bother with anything else. So this time around, I deleted my old commander, and I've just thought, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit of everything. For the most part, I'm going to be using ships that are set up for, you know, multi-role. Deceit bounty. I like the red bounties. Same story for me. Been playing before it was on Steam. Yeah, as I said, I took a break from it. I admit I was one of those players that got kind of shitty about the whole way Horizons was handled. You know, the fact that most of that was supposed to be content that we should have had to begin with.
Target shields offline.
It took me ages to actually work my way around to coming back to the game.
Target
Boost.
destroyed.
Okay, what else we got? Old Dante. He's not going to last long in that adder. No.
Target destroyed.
Well, we know they're starting to come in at least. As someone who's played for so long, do you feel Frontier are making progress in the game? I think they are. I think they're going to have to be careful, though, with this whole Thargoid thing. Because I would hate to see them railroad any aspect of the storyline. If that makes sense. One of the biggest things that Elite Dangerous, in my... This is obviously personal opinion only. One of the biggest things that it's always had going for it is the fact that you can go out, do what you want. If you want to be an intergalactic bus driver, then that's what you do, you know? And I would hate to see them put too much other stuff in that regard in. Got about 2 months ago, double playtime now. Doing much more with law, engineering, everything, yeah. The addition of the engineering has been huge in that regard. Like, I remember when I stopped playing compared to now, there are a lot of new ships. Have all the changes been for the better? Mr. Nickelbrill, like you guys, I'm off. Have a nice Sunday. You have a nice Sunday. It's my Monday, sadly. Unfortunately. Love for coming and enjoying. Yes. Yes, unfortunately for me, it's 3 AM 3 AM Monday morning.
Under attack. Target shields offline. Warning, temperature critical.
Kaboom. But as I said, I do think they've made a few silly choices. But, yeah, it is what it is. Lady Jester, not a problem at all. Thank you very much for dropping in. Need to buy groceries? Oh, I've got to do that tomorrow. Admittedly, it's pretty much the only time I leave the house these days. Thank you very much for the sub, very much appreciated. I hope that means we'll be seeing you again in a future stream.
Target shields offline. Target cargo dropped.
Okay, what else we got?
Target destroyed.
Was that you they're shooting at, buddy?
Target shields online.
I had a feeling it was. Actually, one perfect example of one thing that irritated me. They said, like Frontier had said, that they weren't going to put any ships behind paywalls, you know,
Target destroyed.
or anything like that. The only things that the cash shop were ever meant to give were going to be purely aesthetic.
Target destroyed.
Well, they've kept to that with the cash shop side of it. But then you look at something like the Cobra Mach 4s. They're closed off to, you know, a lot of players now. If you weren't one of the ones that just happened to have the opportunity to get it when it first, or when the option was there, you've lost your option now. Planetary landings were supposed to be part of the core game. They weren't meant to be DLC, which is how a lot of people, myself included, read it. You know, was that always their goal? Maybe. Did they change things around? Unfortunately, they left a lot of things fairly open to interpretation in those situations. And it sort of annoyed a lot of their player base, to put it fairly nicely.
Under attack.
Yeah, I'm lucky to be able to get a Cobra 4. Nice, nice.
Target shields
Not a great
offline.
ship though. I've heard that, but I mean, on the same note, it's sort of not the point. You know, it could be the best or worst ship in the game, and the simple fact is they've put it behind a paywall, which, you know, they said they wouldn't do.
Scan detected. Target destroyed.
Okay.
Scan detected.
We need a few FDLs and Pythons to drop in.
Under attack.
Frank Woolensack.
Target shields offline.
So obviously I'm not going for any particularly big
Target destroyed.
bounties here. We're just going for little things that we can easily sort of take out as we go. Well, that is basically the same as putting it behind a paywall, yeah. Yep. And it opens up, I guess, the way for them to do it more in the future. And they can just sort of go, oh, but, you know, we've done it before. You know, and the fact that we kept getting told, yeah, planetary landings will be coming. And sure, they came along, but only after, you know, they got released as bloody DLC. When I was jumping into Super Cruise and back into Res will refresh, yeah, I was doing that on and off earlier today. I generally try not to do it too early on. Like, I'll stick around in this site for maybe 20-30 minutes generally before I'll jump out again.
Scan detected.
Okay, got a lot of shooting going on over here. Many little things stack up to do this. Maybe better than taking a lot of risks going solo in hazardous missions. Yeah, yep. Well, as I said, I've handed in over 4 million in credits from today, and that was just from taking out little ships like these, with a handful of FDL. Oh, sorry, yeah, FDLs, bloody Pythons, and Anacondas thrown in just for you know, a bit of fun.
Target shields offline.
Yeah, this,
Target destroyed.
that's the thing too. If I wasn't bounty hunting for the sake of the CG, if I was just out, you know, hunting for shits and giggles, then I would have some stuff in the cargo hold. Main reason being, if I interdict someone, I want them to stay and fight. Nothing worse than finding a ship that you know damn well you can take out. But they're just that bit faster than you. Killing machine. So you want your weapons engineered down too. And it makes a huge difference. It really does. Okay. So we've got 352,000, just under 353,000 more to add to the community goal thus far. Let's head over this way. That's true, you didn't think about keeping cargo to stop them from trying to leave, yeah. It makes a huge difference. Especially, like, I have had a couple of times now.
Scan detected.
Cobra 3's a perfect example. They are that tiny bit faster than my ASP. Or at least they were before I got the engines engineered. 3 times, I think, I got a Cobra down to under 5% health for it to stay just out of my weapons range as it escaped. Got a DBX once, thought it would be easy. Didn't see it was an elite. What is it? Oh, I can't remember. I think it was a stream last week.
Target shields offline.
I was at a nav beacon, and an FDL dropped in, and I thought, what the hell? So I opened fire on it, and it was a same thing. It was an elite. How the hell I came out of that fight unscathed, I still don't know.
Scan detected. Target destroyed.
You. Is that Aspis fat? Yeah. I've got... Oh, as I said, it's geared up for multi-purpose. It's not even geared up specifically for combat. But I've got all the weapons engineered. I'm running a size 6 bi-weave shield that has been engineered as well. I've got 3 shield boosters, each of which engineered. Let's get its attention. Hello. Excuse me, I want to be your friend for the rest of your life. There we go. I've got a single size 3 hull
Target
boost.
shields offline.
That hasn't been engineered yet though.
Target destroyed.
Okay. But yeah, you'll see all 3 of the lasers have got that effect around them. Basically, each laser hit on an unshielded hull has a chance to disable ship modules. Okay. One of my multi-cannons weakens the enemy hull. Strange how a lot of multi-purpose ships outperform their specialized counterparts. Yes. And are kind of beating T9 for cargo and such. One thing I've commented on... Well, another thing I should say that I've commented on. I seem to comment on many one things. One ship that has been referenced multiple times ever since the ASP first came out was the military version of the ASP, or the ASP Mach 2, I think it was. That's a ship I would like to see in-game. I would be curious to know how they would perceive the military version of the ASP. Okay. Now, would it be like the Mach 4 Viper in that it's just that bit? Sorry, just that bit bit stronger, or what's going to be the deal there? Would love to, yeah. The Asp I find is just a very versatile, useful little ship. While the Navy's using the Asp Mach 2, it's even in the description of the Asp Explorer. See, the way I looked at it was, it's probably a really old vessel. That's the only way I can sort of justify it in my head. That's Space Dorito Humvee. I think Space Dorito instantly just the Mach 3 Cobras. That was probably my favourite of the smaller ships. Actually, tell you what, let's go hand these in, and we'll go take a look at what engineering I have had done thus far. Unless something in particular jumps out in the next few seconds. No, no. Not going to get any anacondas coming to say hello.
Frameshift drive charging.
Apparently not.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
I had someone come into one of the streams being like, oh, you can't go into combat with that. Melted a Python and they're just like, oh, maybe you can. Okay. You need a combat ship. Nope. People often underestimate, especially when they're piloted by actual players, people often underestimate smaller ships, I find. Example I use, I had a buddy that used to use only Eagles. He used to love the Eagles. I'm pretty sure he was still flying his Freegal a year after the game was out. For those of you who don't know what the hell a Freegal is, players that got in early, got the mercenary pack, stuff like that, got a free Eagle. Hence, Freegal.
Lincoln Juliet Echo Sierra. We've prepared a landing pad for your arrival, Commander. Welcome to our station.
Now, people used to underestimate him all the time because, it's an Eagle, whoop-de-doo. And then you'd see him take on gunships, assault ships. He was insane. Don't get me wrong, he died regularly. But, Eagles and mosquitoes, they can be surprisingly dangerous. Exactly. But I think a lot of people sort of write them off.
2,000 meters from touchdown.
But yeah, it's especially now that engineering is a thing, it definitely pays to not write off any ship. Oh, what the hell? I got my finger on the wrong bloody button. Ugh. I haven't had enough coffee. Aspect Explorer shouldn't be underestimated, especially with 6 hard points. Oh shit, yeah. Yes. Definitely in agreement there. Okay. Where do we stand currently? I'm surprised this is still only at tier 7. So, 4.7 mil. I don't know if that includes what we just handed in though. Okay, let's go have a look in the outfitting. Okay, so three gimbaled pulse lasers and 3 gimbaled multi-cannons. One thing to pay attention to with gimbaled weapons is they're a bit like shotguns in that even though you can target them from whatever distance, you're much better off trying to get them up close. Engineering at the hands of the right commander, it packs a punch. Yep. About 2 kick-ass pilots in combat with Diamondbacks. Yeah, man, I've seen some pretty neat stuff done with them. As I said, like, all my weapons have got rapid fire. All 3 of the pulse lasers, I'm pretty sure I've got scramble spectrum. So experimental upgrade that allows hull strikes to potentially trigger random malfunctions. Corrosive shells on one of the multi-cannons. Are they the same ones? Yeah, scramble spectrum on all of them. Incendiary rounds there. The autoloader. Now, unfortunately, I'm not looking forward to trying to swap this one out. This one's only a tier 2. I will be upgrading it eventually, but I will literally pay to get another autoloader put on. As much as you don't get the added damage from something like the incendiary rounds, the simple fact that it continually loads shells into the weapon means that you don't have to stop firing. You know, I'm yet to have it run out of ammunition. And then, yeah, another scramble spectrum there. Kill warrant scanner, and then, as I said, 3 engineered shield boosters. One with resistance augmented. Actually, I think 2 of them are resistance augmented. So it adds thermal, explosive, and kinetic resistances. Heavy duty shield there, so added thermal resistance as well. Added integrity, shield boost. There's the other resistance augmented. I'm looking forward to upgrading my bulkheads. I will not lie, that is something I will hopefully do soon. Power plant, overcharged level 1. Sorry, my apologies. Okay. 2 things, well actually 3 things I personally think let the ASP down. The thrusters. I've got clean drive tuning on it currently. I really should go and get dirty drive tuning done. I didn't have the required components at the time. I don't think that the thrusters in this ship are big enough. Command Anaconda is a pilot that uses his killback to fight anacondas and other big ships, uses the surprise to his advantage. Oh, hell yeah. And as long as you've got at least decent maneuverability, one of the anacondas that I melted yesterday, might have been on last night's stream, I can't remember. But I literally managed to get myself sitting perfectly under the anaconda. So it was literally just sitting right there. I was on just enough of an angle that all 6 weapons weren't missing. They couldn't miss. Nothing was getting in there. 65% shield boost on the boosters. Can't get much higher than that. But yeah, as I said, so I've got to upgrade my thrusters quite a bit. Extended range on the frameshift drive. The power coupling. The power coupling is the other thing that I think lets the ASP down. It's a size 4 module, as you can see there. I've got high charge capacity as opposed to the recharge or, you know, specifically weapons, specifically engine, or specifically systems. So, more capacity there to begin with. Recharge is a little bit slower. What else did I go for? We've got, so as I said, a level 6 bi-weave shield. I don't know if I would use a bi-weave in a large ship, but in the smaller ships, I definitely think they're the way to go. You don't get as much initial shield strength, but their recharge rate more than makes up for it. Especially when you go and do something like, you can see there the reinforced shields. I've got level 4. Decent across the board improvements. Where the problem is, you can see the regen rate, broken regen rate, are fairly diminished. So it means my shields do take longer to come back, but that's still not too bad. They're still comparable to a normal shield in that regard that has been unmodified. Go for charge enhance on power distributor. So I think I've got just to speed up on the detail surface scanner. Usually by weave, you go with thermal resist. Well, that's where I've got, as I said, like, that's where these two come in handy. Actually, I think all three of them had thermal resist bonuses. Yeah, 7% there. Extra 1% there. Extra 7.9% there. And the mod here itself, yeah, added 6% on the thermal resist, added 55.6% on explosive, and 46.7% on kinetic. 118% for optimal strength. So I've still got a few things I want to do. 7% is just not enough, yeah. How high are the total resistances at the moment? Can't remember if I can check that from in here, can I? Oh, where the hell do I check the totals? It's a very nice stream. Thanks for helping work pass. My pleasure. Thank you very much for jumping in and joining. It's always a lot more fun when I've got someone or someone's in here. My panel stats, yeah. Okay. I'm just noticing how much my reputation with Empire and Alliance has dropped dramatically since I've been doing this CG. Urgh. There you go. 54 on kinetic, 10 on thermal, 62 on explosive. Armor health 995, armor rating 52. The armor's kinetic and explosive leaves a bit to be desired. Credit spent on munitions, 228,000. Yeah, as you can see there, I've done no combat bonds with this ship. Okay. Thermal is a pain since that's what most enemies use to get shields down, and yet I don't have that much of a problem with it, honestly. Okay. Yeah, really got a lot to do still. Okay. I am looking forward to it though. Yeah, that hour and a half I've spent in multi-crew was with the buddy that I mentioned before. I don't know if he'll be joining us tonight. I don't know if I'll be streaming long enough for it. You got the reinforced shield, 2 by thermal resist boosters, or thermal resist shield plus 2 by resistance augmented. Nice.
Detach confirmed. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
Okay. See, if I was playing in open, I'd definitely be paying a lot more attention to that side of things as well.
Landing gear retracted.
As I play primarily in private group, okay, I found it hasn't been too much of a problem. Let's try the nav beacon.
All clear. Flight control out.
Actually, no, I had no luck with the nav beacon whatsoever earlier. Stuff it, we'll just do this one again. As I've said, I'm
Frameshift drive charging.
not in this to get anywhere fast.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Sorry for my
Engage.
shuffling around. Aimless wandering and mindless meandering is generally how I sum up my entire way of playing these days. Or whimsical wanderings. You know, I might spend a couple of episodes doing nothing but jumping around looking at pretty things. Just doing random deliveries and drop-offs. It's only been since I've been taking the community goals that I've really gotten overly back into the combat. Like, I'll still go for attacks of opportunity. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that has joined us so far as well. Massive thank you to everybody that's subbed and followed and said hello. It means a lot. It means a great deal. For anybody that is new as well, I usually stream at least once a day. Yep, Imperial Clipper. Lately it's been predominantly Elite Dangerous, but that is not the only game we play on the channel. Competent Imperial Clipper, the vicious nightmare. And what's your buddy there?
Scan detected.
Trying to kick Aspen Cobra and we're all out of Cobra. Where are you going, buddy?
Target shields offline. Under attack.
La 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 la.
Scan detected.
Thank you. $104,000 straight off the bat. Can't complain too much about that. Don't think I'll get any hits on him before he blows up. Oh yeah, 40,000.
Destroyed.
Check out the Cobra first.
Scan detected.
Now, keeping in mind, I mean, that was only a competent grade ship. So it was nothing overly huge.
Scan detected.
Okay. Grave. Set of 2, lovely. You can see here a lot of these ships are scanning us and they're just saying, you know, you're not worth our time. If we had cargo in our hold, they would almost undoubtedly open fire on us.
Scan detected.
One thing that does also seem to factor into that a bit,
Under attack.
if you're flying a ship and your combat
Target
rating's
shields
only
offline.
harmless or something like that, and you've just interdicted somebody that's elite, a lot of the time they're going to look at you and just go, you know what, come back when you've grown up.
Target shields offline.
And they'll do a runner. Again, having a decent cargo in your hold tends to prevent that from happening. Now you can usually judge an NPC ship based on its rank and ship type.
Target destroyed.
That is not so much the case when a ship's being piloted by a player. Cannot stress that enough. You're going to be mining? Yeah. A lot of dicks around who just kill you because you're a player. Ew. A little Imperial Eagle. I will say, I say this regularly, the Imperial ships are aesthetically pleasing ships. Getting my drift on a bit there. And never underestimate any ship that can maneuver better than you can.
Offline. Target destroyed.
This is gonna hurt my reputation with these guys. Stop flying
Target
backwards,
destroyed.
Jester. Yeah, let's get these Sidewinders named at least so I stop targeting them. Those Raider kits, though, the Pirates and the Python and Anaconda can get them now too. But damn, they're pricey. For what they are. I do wish they'd sell, maybe not the design packs, like, by all means, have them, like the patterns, different patterned paints, as very ship specific. But it would be kind of cool if you could just buy paint packs for across the board all vessels. More questions, guys. Yes? Wee. Like, I'll probably get one for the Asp Explorers, just because I know I like them. I have a feeling, even once I get bigger ships, that I'll probably come back to my Asp fairly regularly. Only have a few engineers unlocked. Is it worth going to, say, G3 engineering and much later on to the G5 of a module? 4. Level 4 is as high as I've gotten any of mine. Is it worth it? A lot of the time that really does come down to the RNG. Okay. Like, I've rolled tier 3s that have been worse than my tier 2s. Okay. That, for instance, or shield gens, beam lasers, multi-cannons, nothing in particular at the moment. All I will suggest is if you're going to go into that side of it, make sure you've got a crap load of materials. Because you may have to re-roll, 6 or 7 times to get a really good roll. Or potentially more. Okay. Something flying around over there. For women, it's usually worth just to get for grade 1 so you can apply special effects. See, I don't know. I'm quite happy to going up to the level 2, level 3. Eventually, when I get there, I will get back to having, we'll get back to. I do plan on going to the level 4, 5, etc. my weapon mods. Man. I'm hating this, hey. Just bringing up beards. This week is the first time in, I want to say at least 12 months, if not 18, that I've actually seen my chin. Can't say I'm a fan. Anaconda, finally. Please don't be Kuma Squad. Nice. Okay, let's get nice and close to it.
Scan detected.
Any special effects of the weapons? Good to get started, learning which ones are good in PvE, yeah. Like, I had ones that, was it the ones that generated the heat signatures and stuff? They were useless in PvE, I found. Haven't seen your chin in quite some years. Like, mine grows back pretty fast. But, like, I had the chin strip down to about here. And just thought, oh, I'll change it up. Just change it up for a bit. Come on.
Target shields offline. Warning. Temperature critical.
It's alright, bear with me. I'll get back to the reading and the talking in just a moment. Okay, there we go. I think corrosive incendiary is what you want on multi-cannon, something to keep the heat down on beam lasers. Incendiary brings quite a bit of heat with it. You still have to balance things, yeah. Well, I've got one incendiary and one corrosive and one auto loader. That's my 3 multi-cannon loadouts. Kind of needs focus after all. Yeah. Well, even a small one. I mean, that was only a novice. But if you can pick the right spots, and you're generally pretty set. Hey, what are they chasing? Whatever it is, I assume it's going to be dead very soon if it's not already. Better drop incendiary then and go with corrosive. Go one of each is my suggestion. That's what I've done. Because you're lowering the hull resistance. The hull resistance with your corrosive, and then hitting them even harder with the incendiary. Only bring, yeah, the corrosive doesn't seem to stack. You guys are nothing interesting. Fudge. God, I tell you, non-stop combat earlier. And now I can barely find a bone to pick on. I blame it on the fact that I'm streaming. We'll head back down to the field. Corrosive reduces ammo by quite a bit. So if you put on a smaller multi-cannon, you need to engineer it for more ammo. Yeah, or just replace the ammo as you go. Corrosive does not reduce damage. Who said that it did? No, corrosive increases your damage. Well, no. Corrosive decreases hull resistance. Increases hull. Yeah. Weakens the hull. Bloody hell. Woot, 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 woot. You.
Target shields offline.
Knew there was someone around here somewhere. I thought thermal shock did say that it was, it reduced damage.
Under attack.
Thermal socks. I just read that.
Target destroyed. Target destroyed.
Yeah. Not much is going to survive smack bang into the middle of this cluster of security vessels. Which means smack bang in the middle of this cluster of security vessels is not necessarily where we want to be. Used to have a great pair of thermal socks. Okay, so another 373,000. We're not getting much here, are we? In PvP, people are abusing thermal cascade cannons at the moment. Yeah, it would be so easy to do, but just setting all the weapons to convert to additional thermal damage. Oh, yeah, generate copious amounts of heat. People wonder why I don't play on open. Like, I'll go into open now and then, just for something to do. But yeah, I don't actively play in open. I'm not a huge PvP person, regardless of the game. I generally prefer PvE. Have you done any of the CQC stuff? Anybody? I realised that was a question that I was actually trying to aim to the general crowd. Just wait here a moment. Sorry, my apologies. Usually have 2 or 3 ships with full thermal cascade, one hit and you're at 250% hit. Yeah, frig that. Yeah. Damn, yeah. Never done CQC. You've done a bit of CQC. Long time ago, though. I was thinking about jumping in. Chatting to Ray about it, actually, recently. You know, maybe jumping in, giving it a bit of a go. My aversion to PvP generally extends to the more open gameplay. Arena situations, yeah, I'm all good for it. It's funny, you say a long time ago. For me, a long time ago, CQC didn't even exist. I think it had just become a standalone thing. What is it with all the bloody scouts and stuff in here doing mining? When I was in here earlier, there's a whole heap of sidewinders mining. Okay. You're wanting to get back into CQC just for fun and giggles? Yeah, well, that'd be the only real reason I'd be doing it. Just for something a little bit different. PvP with but no effect on the main game. I like that, yeah. I think you can get bonuses though
Under
for it,
attack.
can't you? Or something. Was it you can win decals or something? I don't know. There was someone
Target
mentioning
shields
something about it,
offline.
but I was kind of tired at the time, so I'll admit I wasn't paying as much attention as I probably should have been.
Scan detected. Target destroyed.
For example, if I'd been paying attention, I probably could have stopped firing a good couple of seconds earlier than I did. A mostly harmless Imperial Clipper. Hello! As I said, Imperial ships are pretty ships.
Target shields offline.
How did I not have my points in weapons? Okay, prefer some kind of
Target
huge
cargo dropped.
glass cube arena in the actual game, or you can do
Target
CQC or other types of arena. Just something, nothing major, I think. Bask in our glory. I haven't picked a faction yet. For the most part, the Federation is who I've been the friendliest with. But that hasn't necessarily been out of any particularly preferred thing. That's just sort of how it's ended up. But the pirate paint and the raider kit on your Python looks pretty damn scary at the moment. Nice. I have purple lasers and purple engines. That's the only thing I've really done with this. You get about 7 packs of the rate, yeah. 7 paints of the Raiders pack. Yeah, because you can buy them separately or as a group, can't you? Or am I thinking one of the other ones? You look a bit like a clipper from back there. Not doing power play at the moment. Damn it, son of a bitch. Let's live in, yeah. Move to power play when you get your condas. Damn it. Pretty sure that was totally another imp ship. Line up there. I may have to jump out again. I swear I'm blaming it on the fact that I'm streaming. When I wasn't streaming, cracked and sacked a verse. Nice. Yeah, when I wasn't streaming, I had bloody targets everywhere. Now that I've got people watching, I can't seem to do much of anything. Always the way, though. For those of you who are new to the stream, I just want to let you guys know, because it's going to start being a thing very shortly. I excessively yawn. It's... Honestly, it's embarrassing as hell. But it's also something I can't really avoid, as it is medication induced for the most part. Obviously, when I'm tired, I also yawn excessively too. But, you know, it's a side effect of some of the pain meds and stuff that I'm currently on.
Target destroyed.
So I'm not trying to be rude, I'm not overly tired, it's just, yeah, as I said, unfortunately an unavoidable side effect. And on the days that it does get too bad, I will often turn off my ugly cam as well. Alright, just yawn and purple at the time, and I barely apologise. I don't know, it's if it was literally a fact of, you know, I was excessively tired or something visually obviously wrong, then I wouldn't it wouldn't bother me in the slightest. But I've sort of had people come into the stream and just sort of completely bag me out because of it. It kind of sucks. How many times did I just say kinda? We're not engineered humans. In my case, not engineered, but definitely modified. Something over there. See what this target is. Nothing interesting. Oh, fine. We'll go try this damn nav beacon. Eesh. Hopefully we'll have more luck than last time I was here. Modified, yes, I'm still going to. Yeah. Inside and out in my case. Not as much outside modification as I would like, and too much inside modification.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Actually, guys, where are we at? Hour and 40 minutes into the stream. I'm going to go back to Gabriel Enterprise. I do try and have a leg stretch roughly every 90 minutes. Part of that being because of said injuries. For me, it's outside, luckily, only for now. Yeah, I've got plates through one leg, plates and bolts all through one leg. I've got minor repairs to excessively damaged bones here and there. Little shunts where they've had to pull things back into place. And yeah. So, sitting for prolonged periods of time, doing anything repetitively for prolonged periods of time is not something that's overly beneficial to me, let's just put it that way. And add to that, what, over 20 years of arthritis as well, in most of my major joints, including my neck. Or most of my major joints and my neck, yeah. So yeah, as I said, I'm going to come in, going to land at Gabriel Enterprise, and I'm going to go do a quick leg stretch. Literally 5 or so minutes, go stretch things out, and then we'll be back to getting more work done. It's very rare for me to spend this much time doing one task, but I'm curious to see how high up this community goal ladder I can get entirely solo.
Lake on Juliet Echo Sierra. We've prepared a landing pad for your arrival, Commander. Welcome to our station. Landing permitted. Cleared for landing on docking bay 05.
I won't come in at a full boost this time.
Landing gear deployed.
Had 5.
Take note of speed restrictions, Commander.
Oh,
Slow down.
bite me. Last week with CG, you got about 45 million nice from the cargo and the bounty together. Very cool. I haven't handed in the cargo one, to be honest. Yeah, I literally did one delivery and that was it because I was on the way there. Nice to hear somebody swearing at flight control too. uh, I came in with a wanted on my head earlier and I'm just packing it. Ended up
Incoming message.
boosting as I was coming in. Managed to pull up fairly well though. Okay. United Harbour for Equality has been raised to cordial. Actually. Okay, that's alright. Conservatives of Harbour. Yeah, you can see there, like, I'm going one and then the other for each one. Silver Cartel are the only ones that are particularly unfriendly to me, I think. Allied with them. Yeah, for the most part, I'm fairly liked. Before I go for my leg stretch, quick little thoughts, opinions. Obviously, we aren't the ones that have the, ability to change it necessarily, but one thing I've always thought, if I come across to here, looking at the reputation, purely taking it from, say, the reputation for the three superpowers, to me, there's never been any real bonus to somebody that stays or gets to the point where they're allied with everybody. One of the things I would have loved to have seen is the ability to get that reputation all the way up. So, allied with the Federation, allied with the Empire, allied with the Alliance, and have the ability to take on things like diplomatic missions. Federal left. I just haven't left the Federation area overly much as yet. I'm not overly aligned to any of them. I like to think I'm using them to my advantage. I did have my reputation with the Empire up a lot higher, but because of a couple of the missions that I took on, it sort of dropped it a bit. But yeah, as I said, I would have loved to have seen something that rewards the players that do work their way through all of them. So I don't want to commit to the Federation. I don't want to commit to the Empire. I don't want to commit to one of the Alliance factions. So why can't I run messages or diplomatic parcels back and forth between them? Same with the sub factions specifically. If you're going to stay neutral with each of the powers, can't there be some bonus for being a completely neutral freelancer? Anyway, just a little food for thought thing that I've had on my mind since the powers, superpowers, all that sort of stuff really came into it. So I'm going to go for a leg stretch, guys. Please don't go anywhere. I will be back in, I said, maybe 5 minutes. And we're back. Sorry about the added delay. While I was away, one of my cats decided they didn't like the camera being where it was. So I just had to reset that as well. Okay, let's try this nav beacon. Woot, 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 woot. Go shoot some stuff. Okay. Cats, yes.
Detach confirmed. Departure authorized.
Yeah, we've got two. Actually, one of them's... Yeah, the one that headbutted the camera is off roaming. You'll probably see her in the background eventually. Over on this side. That little pillow just there is usually where she's sleeping. We call her Monster.
Landing gear retracted.
Speed restrictions are now lifted. Safe travels, Commander.
Okay.
Frameshift drive
Yeah, we got
charging.
Monster, aka Desk Key, and
4,
the Ancient
3,
Grey,
2,
who's currently curled up in bed, just
engage.
glared at me as I walked past. Mind you, that's her general response to pretty much everything, is just to glare. You have two cats to know all about him. Don't get me wrong, wouldn't trade him in for the world, but freak me. Actually, even while I'm midstream, Cortana will actually jump up on the desk quite often, walk past, headbutt the microphone, she just doesn't care. Try and sit on the keyboard while I'm trying to stream. Okay. As long as they get their food, they're happy. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Our old grey, she's Persian cross, and for her breed percentages, she's well and truly outlived her shelf life. Like, she's ancient. But boss of the house, even the dog's terrified of her. I would have been better off jumping out of system and jumping back in. Kumo crew, meh. Actually, I'm surprised the old grey hasn't come in to yell at me. What time is it? Yeah, she usually comes in around 3:30 to yell at me. We'll do a quick little reconnaissance loop. Right off. Off. Dinner's ready and the missus wants to watch Game of Thrones. Thank you very much for popping in. It was very much appreciated. Hopefully we'll get a chance to do so sometime again. Happy streaming? Not a problem. Thank you very much. So, we'll remind everybody this won't be a particularly long stream for me tonight. Unfortunately, like, it's Monday morning. I've got to be up in just a couple of hours to go do I do a business course on a Monday. So instead of my usual 4 to 6 hours, I will be capping this at about probably about the 3-hour mark. Let's go with the Vulture first. You're welcome. Hope to see you again soon. Yeah, definitely, definitely. I do pop in quite regularly, but I tend to lurk a great deal. Does that make it too late? That's right, I don't tend to sleep a great deal.
Scan detected.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Viper 4? Nope, your Kumo crew. You won't have anything on you either. Is this going to be another really shitty roll? Lurkers are also appreciated, yes. Very much so. There we go. Definitely, hopefully see you again very soon. Enjoy your dinner and Game of Thrones. Okay, let's get closer to this ship before we open fire on it. As I've said, using fully gimbaled weapons, I find you are better off getting fairly close. Another advantage to being quite close to your opponent as well, if they do have chaff launchers. If you get close enough to them, you're still going to hit them, so...
Scan detected.
For anybody that isn't really a big one for bounty hunting, if you do want to earn a bit of money from doing so, I do suggest checking out nav beacons in medium or high security places. Don't pick on anybody until the local security forces show up though. And kaboom.
Target destroyed.
But yeah, use the local security to your
Scan detected.
advantage is my suggestion. You know, pick a fight with a really big ship that you know you can't take out.
Scan detected.
And kite them over to your local security ships. Just make sure you get a hit or two in towards the end of the fight as well.
Target shields offline.
Now you want to make sure you're going to get that bounty.
Scan detected.
What rank is this? Expert. Okay. Oops, something just blew up in the distance. There we go.
Target shields online.
Fat lot of good it's going to do it.
Target destroyed.
Knew that was going to go. There we go, Imperial Courier. Lovely. Come hither, Longfellow. What are you doing? We already scanned it, we did. Hello.
Target shields offline.
Okay. Don't know why, but ever since I got the engineering done on my thrusters, I've got a really bad habit of throwing myself into reverse. Come on. Turn around. I'm not done with you yet. Yeah, I'm done with you.
Shields online.
All that for fourth.
Target destroyed.
Not even 5 grand. Okay, let's head back to the nav beacon. I do find in nav beacons that your best bet is not to stray too far from it. Every now and then fly back to it, sort of center yourself again. You'll get a bit of an idea of where ships are coming in as well. You cold little kitty cat. Woo! Whole 7,600 for this particular mission. Competent Diamondback Explorer, aka the next damage sponge. Being a nav beacon, I really should have brought some cargo.
Target shields offline. Target destroyed.
La la la. Okay. I'm not sure what I'll be playing in the next stream at this point in time. It may be Elite Dangerous again. I have got a couple of other games in mind. Did have somebody asking about Defiance, which is a game that I have been playing a little bit of lately. It's an MMO. Came out about the same time as this, actually. Also got Fortnite as another potential game to play, as well as Yonder, which I picked up a few days ago, but I'm yet to actually get in and have a run with.
Scan detected. Under attack. Target shields offline.
What was the other one I got a key for recently? Solstice Chronicles, I think it was. Is that what it's called?
Target destroyed.
Okay, let's see what this ad has got going for it. But for anybody that is interested, there should be a link on the screen. On the screen down in the description for my Twitter. I do try and keep that somewhat updated on what I'm going to be doing. Unfortunately, I don't get to update it as far ahead as I would often like. Our channel partner and co-founder Bale often doesn't find out what her work roster is going to be like until sort of last minute, so it makes a lot of co-op planning very difficult. The fact that most of the people besides Bale that I do, play with are all very much out of town. To the point where they're out of country in a few cases, but does also make things a little bit difficult some days. Damn it. Because we've got to be able to function, in a time frame that's suitable for them as well as for us. Obviously, at the time of day that it is currently, which is almost 4:30 in the morning, it's not exactly the most user-friendly time zone that I live in, I suppose. Trying to stream to my own time zone is just kind of pointless, really. I have a feeling this nav beacon is going to be a bit of a bust again. That's odd, I would have thought it was going to be those. Too many nifty looking ships that are not hostile. Clean again. Federal gunship. Surely this has got a bounty on it. Of course it does. Come here, cozy. Actually, give me a coffee.
Scan detected.
Once again, we do want to get into a useful spot. There we go, that works. At least to get the first few hits off.
Target shields offline. Target cargo dropped.
Come on.
Warning, temperature critical.
Give things a little bit of time to rejig.
Warning, temperature critical.
Can we bail before?
Integrity compromised.
Ah, not quite.
Shields offline.
I should have kicked that booster in just a moment or two beforehand.
Target shields online. Target shields offline. Under attack. Module malfunction. Target destroyed.
Seriously, how long did that guy want to stay on 0%? Slaves, slaves everywhere.
Frameshift drive charging. 4.
Okay,
3.
no point
2. 1.
flying around with damage.
Engage.
Bear with me. Cannot get comfy tonight. I don't know why. Slow down. No. I don't want to. You can't make me. Trying to think of what that game's called now. We'll look it up in a moment. Don't forget, guys, if you do want to show myself or any other channel a bit of added support, one of the best ways you can do that is basically by hitting that like button and the share button. Obviously, if you haven't already, feel free to subscribe and or follow depending on what platform you're watching from. But, yeah, whether it's myself you know, Just a Game, Gamertech UK, or basically any other streamers or content creators that you like. Regardless of who it is, one of the best ways you can help us is by sharing and liking the videos. Sort of gets the word out there and makes it a bit more likely that we'll get, you know, more people in to watch, which does help us all out in the long run. You know, whether we're doing this as a livelihood thing or even just as a hobby, you know, the more people that we've got, the more people that are interacting, generally the easier it is to, I guess, maintain momentum.
Hull integrity compromised.
Okay, he's going to come in and scan us. No? Okay.
Scan detected. Under attack.
Woot, woot, woot. There we go. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to put all weapons into this. As I was saying earlier, don't underestimate smaller ships. Especially when they're more agile than you.
Hull integrity compromised. Warning, temperature critical.
Oh yeah, now the law enforcement shows up.
Module malfunction. Frameshift drive charging.
Am I gonna have to reset it?
Frameshift
No,
drive
lovely.
charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
And I fogged up my glasses. It's alright. It works out well, because I think the canopy's got a bit of dusting on it as well. Where are we at? I'm going for 2 hours and 15 minutes, roughly. I can't remember what the deal is with the extraction zones that aren't listed as being low or high res. The hazardous ones have got generally no security, I believe. But you've got the ones that are unmarked. I can't remember whether or not they were any good for hunting in. As I've expressed, getting back into the bounty hunting side of it more actively like I am now is something that's only really started taking place in the last couple of weeks. Usually it's just the occasional interdiction. Hello, pussycat.
Lincoln Juliet Echo Sierra. We look forward to receiving you at the station, Commander. Please follow docking procedures and enjoy your visit.
I will, thank you very much.
Access granted. Set down on landing pad 26.
I will. This is still my least favourite shape of station. I know there's arrows on the wireframe holographic type image down the bottom, but I still find these to be quite often very difficult to get to the entrance of if you don't come in properly to begin with. Sorry, my apologies.
Please reduce your speed, Commander.
What if I don't want to?
Landing complete. Commence system shutdown. Welcome, Commander.
Hull repaired. Incoming message.
Okay. Back to cordial with the conservatives of Harmer again. Ugh. Yeah, we're in the top 25%. Yay us. Where does that put us? At just under 18 million credits. Realistically, it'd be just over 18 million credits with the minimum cash reward of 700,000 from the tier. If it gets up to tier 8, then obviously that'll go a bit higher as well. What's it going to do? Expert, broker, pathfinder, helpless. Let's quickly look up that game in question. Because, besides the fact that I want to know what the hell it was. Ooh, apparently Humble Bundle have got something that they think I'll be interested in. Okay. Elsa's Chronicles, Elite Dangerous. There we go. Just put a question into chat on hopefully all platforms for those watching. It looks like everybody at the moment is coming in on YouTube. The view counter down the bottom often isn't entirely accurate though, so But yeah, Solstice Chronicles, MIA, Elite Dangerous, Defiance, Fortnite, or Yonder. Trying to decide on which game we will be playing next. I've been trying to get around to doing, or getting back to the point where we're doing 2 streams per day. So if I can get to that point, then obviously it'll make streaming a bit of a variety of games a lot easier. For those of you who do watch on YouTube, up until fairly recently, I was doing Let's Plays as well as streaming. I've taken a little bit of a break from the Let's Plays. A lot of effort goes into them. Like, I don't do edited videos. When we first started the channel, it was because we'd bought a whole string of games based on videos that we'd watched on YouTube. And it sort of amazed us the number of times we would play a game ourselves and it was nothing like what we'd been shown. You know, the videos that were being put up on YouTube were so heavily edited, they were cutting out all the downtime, so to speak, in game, the time it spent grinding for resources or just waiting around or just walking in a single direction. All that sort of stuff had been removed. So we were playing games expecting this constant fun game, and yet it wouldn't be. When we started the channel, we thought, you know what, we're not going to do that. We're going to do unedited videos. At that point in time, we didn't have the ability to stream. Sorry about that. Cat hair, I think. As I was saying, when we started, we didn't have the ability to stream, so we were restricted to Let's Plays. It used to take us, what was it? If we were lucky, we could upload 3 videos every 2 days. That's how long it took us just to upload because our connection was so bad. So now that we've got the ability to stream, we have taken a bit of time off from making Let's Plays, but we will be getting back into them hopefully fairly soon. If we can find some games that tickle our fancy and do sort of fit the mold of games that we can keep constant as far as interest is concerned, I suppose. If anybody can think of any other games that we may want to add to that list, then by all means do so. Mountain Blade Warband is another one that has been suggested that I jump in and play again, which could be kind of fun with the soon-ish, maybe, hopefully, upcoming release of Mountain Blade 2. I don't know. Anyway, it's there. Just something for people to chew on and consider, I suppose. And now that the coffee's out of the way, and that embarrassing coughing fit, I blame you, little kitty. She's just looking at me and no shits have been given. Okay. So where are you at? 35 mil. I do want to get a new ship, though I don't know what it's going to be. Have we sold everything here? We have. If I had any universal cartographics, then I would have lost them last time I had to get myself blown up. What do we got on the mission board before we go back out doing any more killing? We might pick up just something small, just because we can. We also may not. Depends on what's around. 4 units, 174,000 going to Mbeo. Have we got anything else going to Mbeo? Okay, we've got 6 units of battle weapons going to Lodari. $12 units of clothing going to Gliese. Any crossovers? Not really. Locate a point of interest, locate, interact with the data panel. I've not actually done one of those missions before. That's something I really should get around to looking into a bit more. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's just go blow some more shit up. We'll round out the episode, the stream, the same way we started it, with a bit of combat. We'll go try the low res point again. Hopefully we have a bit better luck than what we had the last couple of times.
Oncoming traffic when passing through the airlock.
Landing gear retracted.
Okay. Yeah, these two extraction sites here that aren't listed as being high, low, hazardous.
You are clear of the station. Flight control signing off.
No. Apparently I'd already retracted that. How embarrassment. Actually, who am I kidding? I've done way worse.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Okay. As much as you've got an awesome name, you've got no bounty on you. So you're no good to me. None whatsoever. But you. Yeah. He's not going to be worth squat. Yeah. Yeah, let's just get in there. We'll do a little bit more, and we will be wrapping up the stream. As I've said, it is only going to be a short stream tonight. Sadly, I have things to do today. Really don't want to. And we did get started later than I would have liked to have. To the tune of at least an hour later than usual. We'll see what we can get done in 15 minutes, eh? That'll bring us up to about 5 AM. If we could start off with something like an elite vulture, that would be lovely. And of course, no bounty on it. I assume this Sidewinder will be paired up with the Type 7 transport. Yeah, so their third ship will be that Cobra. No. No, it's not. But it's Cobra crew.
Scan detected.
Kumo crew. Damn it. You're the one that disappeared over here. Why are you running on silent? Oh, we got a gunship around 2. You at the bits. Okay.
Scan detected. Target shields offline.
Oh, whoops. That was kind of silly of me, wasn't it? You can tell I am actually getting legitimately tired now.
Target shields online. Target shields offline.
I'm on 5% of health left. Wonderful.
Scan detected.
There he is.
Scan detected.
Yeah, the federal ships just aren't as nice.
Target shields
Chewing it up.
offline. Warning. Temperature critical.
72k. Could have been better, could have been worse. What did I just pick up then? Anonymous scan data. Anomalous bulk scan data. Just to be specific. Okay. I know I was going to keep pushing, but I think I'm actually going to wrap things up. Obviously, I'm starting to lose focus very, very, very quickly. As I've said a few times now, I do have to be up in a couple of hours. So I should probably try and get a bit of nap time in, I guess. Unfortunately. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrap up right about there. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that has joined. Sorry again that it has been only a very short stream tonight. I did announce at the very beginning that that was going to be the case. Yeah, I will be coming back at about 1 AM Australian Eastern Standard Time. Give or take an hour, early if I'm able to, a bit later if I'm not. And yeah, we'll be playing something. As I've said, there's a few options there, so once this video becomes a VOD, please feel free to leave some comments and suggestions on what we want to see played. But for the right now, we're going to go to the outro screen, which should be right about there. And I'm going to say a big thank you to everybody that has watched. This was Elite Dangerous Horizons with me, JesterArke. If you haven't already, please feel free to hit any applicable buttons of appreciation that are shown down the bottom, off to the side, up above, or wherever they are, depending on the platform you're watching from. And yeah, once again, thank you. I guess I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.